Good afternoon and welcome to this week's Post-Executive Council Media Briefing. I'm Davia Chambers. Addressing the media this week are the Secretary of the Division of Education, Research and Technology, Assemblyman Zorisha Hackett, Assistant Secretary in the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, Assemblyman Wayne Clark, and the Assistant Secretary in the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development, Assemblyman Niall George. At this time, I invite Assemblyman Niall George, Assistant Secretary, to address you.
Good afternoon, Tobago. Last year, September, the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development embarked on the largest street lighting program in the history of Tobago. 113 street lights were installed from Dallaford to Kingsby to Campbellton, Charlotteville. A total of 516 street lights were installed across the island from Canaan to Charlotteville. The highlight of this lighting program would have been the French Fort area, which is a main exercising hub across the island. Persons from the entirety of Tobago utilize French Fort for exercising purposes, and the street lights were installed to afford them a longer period of time to use the French Fort area. Darkness would have come in, and not everyone could have had the opportunity to exercise during the day, and it does enhance the experience. In the rural electrification program, communities such as Charlotteville, Pembroke, Moriah, Mason Hall, and Bonaccord were among the communities that the T.H.A. invested in. A total of $1,032,102.34 was invested in rural electrification, and a total of $2,617,437.04 were invested in street lighting. A breakdown of these programs were as such. Orange Hill Trace Patience Hill at a cost of $273,400.66. This one is still in progress, being done as we speak. Milford Paradise Bonaccord at a cost of $24,818.37. This job has been completed. Easterfield Road, Mason Hall, at a cost of $26,071.47. This job has been completed. Huntley Trace, Arnersville Road, Plymouth, Tobago, at a cost of $165,927.41. This job has also been completed. Cliff Road, Pembroke, at a cost of $24,546.07. Job completed. The outstanding jobs are as follows. Mary's Hill, Wim, at a cost of $142,196.91. Crown Trace, Charlotteville, $275,963.18. Ladysmith Trace, Moriah, $62,284.92 outstanding. Dinette Trace, $6,377.52 outstanding. And Church Lane, Mason Hall Road, $19,162.58. And as I said before, that was a total of $1,032,102.34. Street lighting. I would, for the sake of time, I will go through the ones that are completed because, as I said, it's the largest in the history of the island, where we did 516 lights. And you would see me smiling because I'm very proud to have been a part of this accomplishment. I mean, safety is important, and some of the criminal activity that is taking place on the island currently has been abated because of this street lighting program. Many of these jobs have been outstanding for years. The complaints were numerous when we got into office, And as such, we embarked on this program to make sure that we brought relief across the island. So I'll just do the completed ones, and I'll just name the ones that are completed and the ones that are outstanding. The ones that are completed are, as I said before, the Kings Bay, Dallafort to Camberton, Charlottesville, the William Mackenzie Lane, Lambeau, Milford Road, Crown Point, Canaan Feeder Road, Cradley Chase, Concordia, Celestial View, Bagatelle, Belmont Road, Mason Hall, French Fort, Scarborough, George Street, Glamorgan, Lovers Lane, Glamorgan, Bushy Park Branch Road, Glamorgan, Woodlands, Bethesda, Lescotto, Ibo Gully, Annesville, Lescotto, Charles Street, Union Village, St. Peter's, Church Road, Bethel, Huntley Trace, Annesville Road, Tobago, Sherwood Park, Canby, Lowlands, Mason Hall, Link Road, Lescotto. The incomplete jobs are Windsor Road, Extension, Mount St. George, Riseland, New Providence, Bethel, Union Connector Road, Union, Wim Development, Plymouth Road, Patience Hill, adjacent to Community Center, Orange Hill Road, Patience Hill, Tobago, Lees Hill, Plymouth, Winchester Trace, Patience Hill, French Fort, Scarborough, Zion Hill, no, sorry, French Fort was completed. Zion Hill, Engine Town, Bell Garden, Opal Street, Signal Hill, Tobago, Inez Development, Bacalet, Job Trace, Bell Garden, George Street, Glamorgan, Cocoa Bottom, Glamorgan, Bay Road, Bell Garden, Tobago, Longbed Road, Bell Garden, Main Road, Pembroke, Riseland Trace, Bethel, Murray Hall, number 1, Pembroke, Dalmore Edwards Trace, Mason Hall, Tobago, along Mason Hall, Lescotto Road, Andwele Drive, Lowlands, Friendship Road, Scarborough, Center Street, Bonaccord, Government House Road, Ibo Gully, Annesville, Ashton Terrace, Lowlands, Adiomi Drive, Lowlands, Caroline Crescent, Lowlands, Annesville Road, Plymouth to Table Piece, Lescotto, Wim Crescent, Scarborough, Lamy Road, Argyle, Bamboo Trace, Oilfields Trace, Lowlands, Bacalet Point, Bacalet, Riseland, Providence Road, Bethel. Now, as I said from the beginning, these jobs were paid for since September last year, but because of the large number of lamps, T.H.A did not have the equipment in stock to deal with all of the jobs in short time. So the incomplete jobs will be done. We do not have a schedule of works because of the fluidity with which T.H.A does its jobs. They may go out to do another job within the vicinity of a job that needs to be done, and they would do it. So even though you have a schedule, T.H.A doesn't really follow the schedule to a T. I would also like to take this opportunity to inform the general public in a shift of the way street lighting jobs are done. Previously, what existed is that the request would have been sent to T.H.A, and then T.H.A would then forward the request to the division to be paid for. But we looked at that process and realized that it was a waste of resources because many of the jobs would have been estimated, and the division would not have had the funds to pay for the jobs within the requisite time of 4 months, which would then cause the jobs, the estimation to expire. They would then have to go back to T.H.A and they would have to be re-estimated. So we have, the shift that has now taken place is that the requests would be sent to the division. As the funds are available, we would then send the requests to T.H.A to be estimated and then pay for them immediately. So that way the resources would not be wasted. I am just, again, happy to be here, bringing this information to the public, letting you all know where we are and where we intend to be. And with that, I say thank you.
Thank you, Assistant Secretary, Assemblyman Niall George. At this time, the Assistant Secretary of the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, Assemblyman Wayne Clark, will now make his presentation. Assemblyman Clark.
Good afternoon, Tobago, Trinidad, and by extension, the worldwide listening audience. First, I want to thank you for the opportunity to sit here and address you. And I just want to get straight into it with the first bit of news I have to share with you is about the Character Games. The Tobago House of Assembly has taken the decision since we got into office that we was going to take one parent from each child out of Tobago who would have made the national team to go to the games, that we will pay for them to go to the games. And since we took that decision, the numbers have been steadily growing. So probably if we take a couple more favorable decisions like that, we will be able to take over the numbers in Trinidad soon. We went to Jamaica the first year, that was in 22. We took 8 parents. We take one parent from each child who made the national team. So we took 8 parents to Jamaica. We took 10 to the Bahamas last year. And this year, we are taking 14 to Grenada. The T.H.A pays for the understanding we have is the T.H.A pays for the ticket, ensure them entry into the games, and the parents usually take care of the accommodation. So it's one of the things that, the parents are happy. They express their happiness the years that we have gone so far. They were pleased with the gesture, and we are pleased as a division and as a T.H.A to include the parents in the traveling party to see their children perform. So most of the parents will leave. There are varying dates because we couldn't make the bookings as we wanted because of the late time that the team was announced. So some of the parents will go up on the 29th. Some will go on the 1st. The games actually start on the 1st. So some will go up on the 29th, some will go up on the 1st. I leave on the 26th. And most of the returning will be some on the 1st and some on the 3rd. So that's that bit of information for the traveling party for the Character Games, where the parents are concerned. I just want to bring you up to date on some progress we were able to make with the grounds, some of the facilities on our island. So we embark on a program to have the facilities we have, try to bring them up to scratch, try to have them working, because we came into office with a lot of these facilities were not functioning. And it is good to say you want to build new facilities, but I think it's even better to try to have what you already complete, have them working and up to scratch. So over the past 2 to 3 weeks, we were able to have Louis D'Or Court up and running. We had also do some major work there, but we had the court up and running. Louis D'Or, that's the light. And the field in Louis D'Or, the recreation ground, will see some work done there very soon because the team is on the verge of completing Patience Hill, the lighting project in Patience Hill. So as soon as they finish there, they're going to go to Louis D'Or. And Patience Hill is scheduled to be completed this month end. So, Louisdor, you will see us there very soon. I know you're anxious and at times angry, but you know what? We're getting there. Going further afield, we had complete works redone on Lambeau Hardcourt and the field. So both of them is up and running as we speak. We did some work on Cutler Hall ground. The lighting is restored there so the residents there could have the use of the lighting as long as they require now. Boko was able to redo the Boko Hardcourts. And just to stop a minute on Boko here, I want to commend the villagers of Boko, because when the lighting was redone on the court, up and running, the villagers came out. They asked me to come out, and we came out together, and we cleaned the whole court. So I want to commend them for that, because they have showed that it's not the T.H.A. have to do everything. They have an interest in it too, and that is really good. Canaan, I know you are angry many times over and voiced displeasure about at the slow pace anything was being able to get done on your ground. I have good news for you today. The work will actually start on the Canaan Recreation Ground. We have everything in place now, and the work will actually start on Canaan Ground the first week in April. So you will have works being commenced on the Recreation Ground in the first week in April, and we hope to wrap that up in 2 weeks' time. Mount Pleasant, we are 99% ready for Mount Pleasant for Boko, the Easter weekend. To get things done there, we tried to go early this year that we wouldn't have the usual frantic breakneck pace with 2 days to go. So Mount Pleasant, you can rest assured that come next week, most of the work will be finished, and the only thing we'll be missing from the ground is the patrons and the organizers. And I just want to put one thing into the mix here again. We also did some work on Mount St. George courts. The court there was, the lighting was completed there. It was down for a while, but we got it up and running so they can have their time in their space to do their recreation. We also had palliative courts up and running. So we're not staying in one corner of the island, we're going all around. Soon, the pavilion in Speyside will see some upgrades. We start work there in the month of April also. We'll also start work on the Dusty Park grounds in the month of April. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the electrical team mainly for the work they are doing and at the pace they are doing it with. I want to congratulate them. I also want to just say to the public, we come and we do these facilities and we try to maintain them as best as possible. Sometimes we fall short, we are only human. But I'm totally not satisfied. I'm not totally satisfied with the way in which sometimes the residents treat the facility. Because remember, we prepare the facility for you. You have an interest there, and we want to see you take charge of that facility as if it is your own personal thing. I mean, it's your own, but we need to see you play a better role in managing of the facilities, because in many instances, sometimes the lights stay on the ground and the courts at times, whole night. We just asking you to be that little more responsible that when you finish with the lights, you take it off. And I just want to, on advice of the electrical team, if you need the lights on longer, you just call the division, inform them, and they will have the timers adjusted that the lights could be on longer. What we have is across the island, people have been doing some kind of matrix with a piece of stick, but when you do that 2 times, it actually spoils the whole thing, and we have to go repairing all again, and repairing becoming very expensive now. So we're just asking you that if you need the lights on longer, just call the department, inform them, tell them the hours, and they have the timers adjusted so you can have it for the time that you need. Because it's all of us own, and if all of us take care of it, then I guess we'll have it for longer periods. Last thing, I'm pleading with the residents across Tobago, those who, you know yourself, our children is having a hard time on some of the recreation grounds with people tying sheep on the ground. I mean, it's true we're good at obstacle race, but I don't like the children to be dodging from something else other than the obstacles. People just coming out and putting the animals across the ground, sometimes you actually prevent the children from using the ground, and it's a bit unfair. So I'm just kindly asking the residents, you know yourself, to let's just refrain from doing that. All right, I want to thank you for being able to share this bit of information, and we look forward to continue our hard work in the division, and we look forward to serving you constantly as we go forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Assemblyman Wayne Clark, for your reports. At this time, I welcome the Secretary of the Division of Education, Research and Technology, Assemblyman Zorisha Hackett, to address you. Assemblyman Hackett.
Thank you, Ms. Chambers, and good afternoon, Tobago, and all of Trinidad and Tobago by extension. As Secretary of Education, it is certainly my privilege to address you today as we prepare for the Secondary Entrance Assessment, or SEA, which will be conducted tomorrow, Thursday, 21st March 2024. This pivotal event marks a significant milestone in the academic journey of our primary school students, serving as a gateway to their future academic endeavors. It is a culmination of their hard work, dedication, and of course, perseverance. And it is imperative, therefore, that T.H.A provides them with the support and resources they need to excel, while ensuring the smooth and successful administration of the examination. I am pleased to report that a total of 1,000 students, comprising of 521 boys and 479 girls, will write this exam tomorrow. This includes 34 private candidates and 11 approved special concessions. The exam will be conducted at 40 centers across Tobago. In preparation for the exam tomorrow, T.H.A, in collaboration with the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries, and Urban Development, undertook the responsibility of ensuring that all primary schools were brought up to a state of infrastructural readiness with a focus on electrical works and plumbing works. I now wish to expound upon the protocol for the administration of the exam. A comprehensive training session was conducted on March 8, 2024 for SCA personnel, equipping them with the knowledge and skills necessary to uphold the integrity of the assessment. Each examination center will now be assigned with a monitor who will play a crucial role in ensuring the smooth commencement of the exam. It is noteworthy that assessment supervisors and testers will not be allowed to utilize their cellular devices during the examination, except in the case of an emergency. It must also be noted that a new security feature has been introduced, which consists of 3 tabs that have been added to the exam script to be broken by the candidate only. The distribution and collection of exam scripts will be coordinated by the Office of the School Supervisor 1 in collaboration with the Transport Coordinator of T.H.A. As we are about to wish our students all the success tomorrow, I myself want to offer words of encouragement. I want our students to remember that they are capable, prepared, and ready for this milestone. I want them to also know that their hard work and resilience have brought them to this moment, And regardless of the outcome, they are all winners in my eyes. I want you to stay focused, my SEA students, believe in yourselves, and give it your all. I, the Division of Education, Research and Technology, and all of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago by extension are already proud of you. All the best tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Hackett. Members of the media, you are now allowed to ask questions. As usual, once you have a question to pose, you just indicate by raising your virtual hand. It seems as though we do not have any questions from members of the media. So on that note, that's how we end this week's Post-Executive Council media briefing. Let me thank Secretary Hackett, Assemblyman George, and Assistant Secretary Assemblyman Wayne Clark for their presentations. And thank you, as always, for joining us on the live. Do have a wonderful afternoon. I'm Davia Chambers.